brimstone coming down from the skies, rivers and seas boiling.
4 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes,
The dead rising from the grave, human sacrifice, books and cans living together, mass hysteria.
Broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. You're listening to 90.1 FM from the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell. I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for listening to the show. That's at Sam Newsman on Instagram. We have the Sam Cam up over here. Sam Newsman on YouTube, got that camera up over here. Once again, simulcasting, the only way that a real media puppet knows how to do, setting the standard, raising the bar. And of course, that's what we do every Saturday morning. The only radio show dedicated to the magic of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real puppet. So listen, so it was Thanksgiving the other day. And the golden giraffe. You saw the golden giraffe at the parade? Yeah, you saw the golden, the golden giraffe was there. Well, we all know that that's not the real golden giraffe, just a guy in a suit. Because Lord Blanket, what was that? Oh, listen, you had your turn. You already paid for that spot up at the top of the hour. Listen, Lord Blanket does have the power of the golden giraffe. Toy Town was destroyed several weeks ago. And of course, as we continue our march toward the through the holiday season now is in full effect. It is in full effect. And next week, we'll start talking about Christmas and other holidays, gifts, and all that jazz. But we wanted to go over Thanksgiving, of course, and some of the holiday trends that are happening. Of course, we were talking a few moments ago with Deep Cut Dave. The average person eats 4,500 calories on that day. 4,500 calories, and that's a lot. So, of course, one of the things that we wanted to talk about, here we go, the top wish list items of 2022. Well, I had this whole list here because I got the newspaper. Every Saturday I go grab the newspaper, and there's a section here that has holiday trends, and it shows exactly what people want. And it says, here goes, the top wish list items. Number one, it says gift cards, 54%. Well, that's a lie. And the reason why I say that's a lie, because earlier this week, if you follow me on Instagram, at Sam Newsman on Instagram, you will find out that 2 out of every 3 Americans, their number one wish this holiday season is just a good night's sleep. Obviously, sleep is in short supply this holiday season, and 2 out of every 3 people just want a good night's sleep. So whether they talk about here in the newspaper that people want gift cards, clothing, accessories, and all that other jazz, the reality is that people just want a good night's sleep. And, I can't blame them. Things have been stressful. It's been a crazy week. Been a whole bunch of terrible news that has happened in this week as well, which we won't get into. We'll try to keep things a little bit light and happy this morning. But if you did get sick because you ate too much, well, that's your own damn fault. It is, but that's okay. That's okay. There's one day out of the year that you're supposed to be eating, and that is Thanksgiving. And so once again, 4,500 calories. But some other things here real quick. Let's see here. Holiday trends, historical and expected holiday spending. Up to $960 billion. $960 billion that could be that might possibly be spent this holiday season. Now that's up 6 to 8% over last year. That is over 6 to 8%. And let's see here. And 91% of U.S. adults do plan to celebrate the upcoming holidays, including Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramahana Kwanzaa. Like I said, top wish list items outside of a good night's sleep is gift cards at 54%, clothing and accessories 49%, books and media 30%, electronics 24%, home decor 23%, jewelry 21%. And sporting goods, 18%. Home improvement supplies, 17%. Shout out, of course, to people in the chat. I do see all of you out there. See Mud Scuffer, M3 Reviews. M3, shout out to M3 Reviews. Go follow him, M3 Reviews, and go subscribe to his channel on YouTube. And that's M3 Reviews. Shout out to M3 Reviews. Appreciate you joining. We are also broadcasting live on YouTube. So if you're listening and watching us on Instagram, you may want to hop over here to YouTube as well to see me. Now, I did find out that it's hard to hear the phone calls. It's hard to hear the phone calls. I do have someone calling in just a few moments. So Triple D, if you're listening, hold on just a moment. But it's if you are listening and you want to hear the phone calls, I need you to do something. I need you to download the Simple Radio app. The Simple Radio app. Download the Simple Radio app. When you download the Simple Radio app, search WDCE, and you can listen to the show and you can hear the phone calls the way how it's intended to be. And you can also hear all of the theme songs and music that we played during the show, which I don't play here on YouTube and I don't play over here on Instagram. You don't see those segments. But I do recommend you listening to the Simple Radio app. Search WDC, and you can do that as well. Holiday spending, of course, like I was telling you, inflation has weighed heavily on consumers' minds this year. 60% of holiday shoppers say the state of the economy is impacting their spending. 81% of holiday shoppers expect to see higher prices this season. 63% say that sales and promotions are more important to them this year than last year. But despite economic challenges, nearly all consumers still plan to celebrate the holidays. Now, more people spent more money this Thanksgiving than they did last year as well. Let me see. Do I have that? Do I have that article here from a few moments ago? I did have that up. Let's see. Do I have it? Well, no. Well, I thought I had it. Now it's gone. So I'm not sure exactly where it went, but there was something. There was a well. It said that more people spent more money this year. More money was spent this year during the actual Thanksgiving Day. I guess people what they did was they finished eating all their food. They sat down watching television. You know, the Cowboys and Giants set an NFL record season for viewers. Yeah, the Giants and Cowboys game set an NFL regular season record for viewers. I guess while everybody was watching that game, that the Cowboys ended up winning, they were sitting there on their phones and buying a bunch of stuff, starting to buy stuff because the sales have already been started. You know, the sales were already starting, so people were doing that. And of course, it'd be interesting to hear Triple D if he's already bought some stuff anywhere. So we're waiting for Triple D to call in here to the show. Once again, in order to hear the phone calls, download the Simple Radio app, search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to the phone calls a little bit better. Of course, you can still see me at Sam Newsman on Instagram, at Sam Newsman on YouTube. But we are waiting for Triple D to call into the show. So Triple D, if you're out there, I gave you the phone number a couple of days ago. So waiting for you to call in and have Triple D. It's TRIPPLE DDD 3X, I believe is the Instagram handle. Does a lot of photography, and he has this amazing helicopter. Yeah, that he spent way too much money on. And so much money that he won't even disclose how much money he spent on the helicopter. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly. We're like I said, we are waiting. But yeah, we are here. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Raw Talk over here. I see you down there in the chat. Lone Dragon, of course. DFS. DFS did recommend a couple of songs a couple of weeks ago, so I was able to play those in the last segment as well. Profit Director, Mr. Profit, it's good to see you, sir. I did play Super Chicken. In the last segment, so if you missed it, well, hopefully you didn't miss it because I did. I went out of my way to play Super Chicken, but everyone did hear Super Chicken in the last segment as well. So once again, like I said, we are waiting for a phone call from Triple D. So he should be calling here in just a moment. I'm sure he's out there somewhere while we're waiting on him. So, anyways, well, as we're waiting on him, a couple of other things. It was super. So you did hear it, Prophet. You did hear it, and the reason why I just bring that up is because if you want to hear a specific song every Saturday or any Saturday, just reach out to me directly and let me know what song you would like to hear. If you would like to hear a song, Triple D, I see that you just joined in into the chat over there. Triple D, call the phone number. Call the phone number. Listen, I gave you the phone number the other day. You probably wrote it down on a piece of paper and it got thrown under your desk somewhere. So if you're there, I see you, Triple D, in the chat over here on Instagram. Want to have you call in because we did talk the other day about having you call in as well. So I'm here waiting here next to the phone, thinking that you would be calling in, but you haven't called in yet. So once again, shout out to Triple D, TRIPPLE DDD X3. follow him on Instagram. And like I said, we should be getting him here on the phone in just a few moments. Thanksgiving by the numbers. 97% of Americans say they celebrate Thanksgiving. The average cost of a 10-person Thanksgiving dinner is $73.91. 50% of whole bird turkeys sold in the U.S. are consumed on a single day during Thanksgiving. And like I said, 4,500 calories is the average amount Americans consume on Thanksgiving. Once again, so download the Simple Radio app. You'll be able to hear these phone calls as they come in. So, of course, Triple D, I believe that you are here on the phone right now. Are you there, sir?
I am on the phone.
And you are calling from where exactly?
I'm calling from the Pacific Northwest, capital of Oregon, Salem.
Yeah, let's see. The Pacific Northwest. Shout out to all of our friends in the PNW. Have a couple of people that are out there in the Pacific Northwest. I used to spend a lot of time out there in Tacoma and Seattle myself. Love it out there. A lot of people will get upset about the rain. I've spent time in London too as well, and I love the rain. The best thing about the rain is that when it's raining, nobody ends up going outside. I can go to the grocery store and do my shopping without anybody in the way. So I
There's a lot less people in the stores when it's raining, that's for sure.
I love it. So Triple D, listen, I want to appreciate you calling into the show. Was just telling all of our viewers about your amazing toy collection. Just tell us real quick, when did you start collecting figures and action figures? And when did you start? I think that you said it wasn't too long ago when you started actually taking photographs and using your Instagram account.
Yeah, so I was 7 years old when Star Wars came out, so it became a big influential part of my life. And that pretty much started everything with the action figures. But as far as the Instagram account goes, I had the account for a while, but I didn't use it. And probably 2 years ago or so, around the pandemic, I did start taking pictures and then got more into the diorama stuff and, taking pictures that, I don't know, I like a little bit of comic relief in some of my pictures. But it's all fun. It's a great community. It's a great way to spend your time when you don't have anything better to do.
Well, it takes a lot of imagination. Specifically, you mentioned some of the humor in some of your photos, which is really great. M3 Review saying that you do great photography here in the chat. Shout out to Toy Layer as well. Guys, we're also broadcasting live here on YouTube as well. I just got the word that sometimes it is a little bit buggy over here on Instagram. So we are here on YouTube as well. We're speaking with Triple D, TRIPPLEDDDX3. Here live on the radio. Now, you mentioned Star Wars, but of course, you have a quite impressive collection of G.I. Joe. So, can you talk to us about your love of G.I. Joe, where that comes from, and how long have you been a G.I. Joe fan?
So, I was a little older, but G.I. Joe just made a big impression on me. I started with the 3 3/4. I had a really, really extensive collection of Cobra stuff. But you know how things go sometimes in our lives. We tend to get rid of things that are important to us, and that's one of my big regrets. But when the classified line came out, it just kind of rekindled that jewel, and I took off on it hardcore. I do have a pretty extensive collection of G.I. Joes, but I still have a little bit of Star Wars, littered in here and there.
Now you mentioned Cobra, and you do army building too, is right? You do some army building. So you mentioned Cobra. You're a big Cobra fan. Do you have a particular Cobra character that is your favorite amongst all of the people in Cobra?
Yeah, that's definitely Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow. What was the reason why for Storm Shadow?
He's a ninja. He's a white ninja. Never gets dirty.
Yeah, never gets dirty. Unless you bought the classified figure from the movie, which he's like a nice nicotine color white.
Oh, yeah, the mayonnaise one.
The mayonnaise one. I like that. I'm going to have to start using that one too, as well. Now, of course, a lot of people recently have been getting their Serpentor. Were you able to pick up the Serpentor figure?
I was able to pick it up, but mine is not here yet. I've got shipping notices that say Monday.
It's going to get there Monday. So outside of I guess, well, that seems to be one of the most popular ones that people are getting, and they're saying that it's probably their favorite. Without saying that is your favorite since you haven't gotten it yet, is there a particular classified figure that is your favorite? Would Storm Shadow be your favorite figure so far, or is there another figure in the line that really sticks out to you and why you like it?
I'm definitely waiting for a low light figure. I want to see what they do with that. That was always one of my favorites, also as far as the Joes go.
Right. So low light. I believe don't they have that in the pipeline for next year? I believe.
I think they do.
That'd be interesting to see if they do have that. Now, a couple of other things is that, of course, I wanted to ask you, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, my Thanksgiving was phenomenal. I did go into a meat coma.
You went into a meat coma, so passed out, and you just went just tanked right away. Now, have you bought anything? I know that Black Friday was yesterday, and there were deals and everything all over the internet in terms of toys and action figures. So, were you able to buy anything? Did you pick up anything for the holidays for yourself?
I did my second round of Target pre-orders. I got my Python Patrol, and I found a Black Noir Spider-Man and a Mr. Knight.
Oh, did you go hunting? Did you go out hunting yesterday for Black Friday?
I did go out hunting yesterday.
Now, how crowded was it? Was it pretty crowded out there in Black Friday land?
No, it wasn't really that bad. I mean, it was more crowded than it would have been on a normal day at 8 o'clock in the morning, but not in Black Fridays in the past.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I always tell people that if you do go out on Black Friday and you start seeing people storm a store, make sure you turn your phone horizontal so I can get more of the people like trampling over everybody as they're running into the store. Okay, another thing I wanted to ask you, of course, is now your favorite side dish. What is your favorite side dish when you eat? So if you have the turkey, did you have the turkey? Did you have turkey this year?
I actually didn't have turkey.
Oh, you know what? So you're not the
We had a spiral cut ham.
Ooh, a spiral cut ham. Now that's always really delicious too. I know a lot of people that did not do turkey this year, but you did the spiral ham and you went into a meat coma. But what is your favorite side dish? If you had to pick one favorite side dish, what would it be?
Well, it has to be a toss-up between green bean casserole and sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie is good, but it's interesting that you mentioned green bean casserole. Green bean casserole is one of those dishes that seems to be very polarizing. Either you love it or you hate it. And yeah, so listen, I know a lot of people that enjoy the green bean casserole. I was always a fan of the little crunchy onions on the top. That was always my thing. And of course I end up eating more of the crunchy onions. So then all of a sudden I realized that I don't have enough to put on top of it like I would like to because I've been just eating the crunchy onions the whole time as I'm making everything in the kitchen. So, but yeah, green bean casserole is definitely favorite, one of my favorites, and sweet potato pie as well. Now you have a clan, don't you? You have a whole group of you have kids, grandkids, I believe, and you have a whole bunch. Now, did all of you guys get together for Thanksgiving?
Everybody but my oldest daughter.
Gotcha.
She's actually in Japan right now. She's on a little side trip with her boyfriend.
Oh well. I mean, listen. So How many people were you guys hosting? Did you do it at your house or was it at someone else's? Was it your house?
We did it at my house this year.
So how many people were there?
The first year that we've actually not gone to my wife's relatives.
Oh, so how many people showed up? So how many people
I
total?
think there was at one time I think there was 11 of us here.
11 people. Man, whew, that's a lot. But you had enough spiral ham for everybody.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Well, listen, it's a pleasure talking with you here on the phone, and I'm glad that you're able to call in. Definitely, we'll be watching out for you and some of your photography in the future. Now, once again, that is triple DDDX3. That's TRIPPLEDDDX3 on Instagram, where you can go follow him and see a bunch of amazing photography. Like I said, you do amazing photography, and you do a little bit of comic relief with your photography, and of course, you have a helicopter that costs so much money that you won't disclose that price. So, but I want to thank you, of course, for all that you do in the community. We are Toy Mercs. Is that correct? Toy Mercs. We are Toy. We are Toy Mercs. Yeah, we are all Toy Mercs. We are Toy Mercs. Follow that Instagram as well. That's at Toy Mercs. And Triple D, I'm glad that you had an amazing Thanksgiving, and I want to thank you for calling into the show.
Always a pleasure.
Yep.
Always a pleasure listening to you, and it's been real good talking to you, Sam.
Awesome. We'll talk to you in the future. And once again, thank you so much again for calling. You have a great rest of the weekend, Triple D.
You do the same.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. That is once again Triple D, TRIPPLEDDDX3 on Instagram, toy photographer, and does his own dioramas too. He creates his own dioramas, very creative individual. And like I said, he has a very expensive helicopter that just costs too much money. Too much money. So, guys, just want you to know that if you are able to if you want to hear these phone calls, you want to download the Simple Radio app. The Simple Radio app, search WDCE. Search WDCE, and you can listen to the show live and hear these phone calls because sometimes they don't come through as well here on YouTube or Instagram. Shout out, of course, to everybody in the chat. In a few moments, we will have TNT Nate calling up. TNT Nate calling up on the other side of this break. Once again, it is Thanksgiving. It's the Thanksgiving weekend. And almost regardless of what's going on in the economy, consumers want to celebrate the holidays. And that is the case. 97% of Americans say they celebrated Thanksgiving. They celebrate Thanksgiving, of course, as they're eating their 4,500 calories in just a single day. So once again, download the Simple Radio app. I'm going to play a few Thanksgiving jams here just on the other side of this. And we'll be back here in a few moments. And so, wait, what is that? I have a phone call coming in. What do you mean I have a phone call? So listen, I have stuff that I have to play. So hold on, let me see here. Caller, you're here live. Listen, I was about to play some music. What's going on? Who am I speaking with?
This is Crazy Toys.
Oh, Crazy Toys. Hey, Crazy Toys, how are you?
He wanted me to say, man, he didn't know that you were a Raffi and an Elephant Show fan. Jam.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Reed. You're talking about Junior.
Yeah.
Junior. Yeah. So it is interesting about the whole Skidamarinky Dink and the Raffi stuff. That was a request that was brought in by the DFS. So DFS, I had So DFS is the Raffi fan. Of course, Skidamarinky Dinky Dink, Skidamarinky. So I mean, I'm familiar with that. But those were actually from DFS a few weeks ago. I hadn't been able to have a chance to actually get them, but I was glad. I did get your text in reference to that, and so I'm glad.
Speaking of mid shows, man, what about today's special? Remember the puppet security guard?
The puppet security. I don't remember the puppet security guard.
Well, you don't. Man, today's special, that was the one where the mannequin comes to life at night. They all hang out in the department store.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to sit there and look that up. Was there a theme song to it?
I think so.
Well,
I was gonna say, I always imagine General Shoe is like this big beefed up puppet with a really awesome general jacket.
Well, he's somewhere out there, and I'm sure he'll probably be calling in if I'm not careful and if I start talking about something that he doesn't want me to talk about. And
I won't take anybody's time, but I hope you, Sam, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I'm not sure if you eat Thanksgiving, but I know your producer worked hard on fixing Thanksgiving for the family, and I hope thanks the producer for being there because he's a good friend, and I appreciate you, Sam, and thanks for keeping us all together.
Well, I try to do it, set the standard, raise the bar, and being the only show on Saturday morning, the only show dedicated to the magic of Saturday morning and the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning. So I do what I can, it's a service to the people.
Early in the morning, and thanks for driving to the station. I know that's a good 40, 50 minutes from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm just riding in the car. It's the producer that's end up driving. So, but give a shout out to the family, give a shout out to everybody, and tell Reed hello, and also give Pungo a rub on the top of the head for me as well. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sam. You have a good Saturday.
Yes, sir. You too. Yep. That is Crazy Toys. Crazy Toys, and the Cobra Frat House. Of course, you can see the Cobra Frat House every couple of nights over in the Casual Toy Collector, the live streams. Cobra Frat House. A lot of crazy stuff going on at the Cobra Frat House. So anyways, we're going to get going here. Glad that we were able to get him in. So shout out once again to Crazy Toys and Triple D for calling in here in this segment. Now, we're going to be back here in just a few moments, about 10, 15 minutes or so with TNT Nate. And we'll be back, like I said, on the other side of this Thanksgiving special segment. Just some Thanksgiving Day goodness here on the only radio show dedicated to the magic of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real puppet. Download the Simple Radio app, search WDCE if you want to hear these songs. And we'll be back on the other side of this with TNT Nate. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday Morning.
Come on, Charlie Brown. I'll hold the ball and you kick it. Hold it? Ha! You'll pull it away and I'll land flat on my back and kill myself. But Charlie Brown, it's Thanksgiving.